Iberia has a rich and complicated history. However, in terms of ancient and medieval history, probably no region is quite so bloody. Spain itself was a melting pot of cultures and peoples, all bringing unique and new stories to the table. This is the ancient history of Spain. Spain, and Iberia as a whole, was quite an important part of prehistoric history. There are many famous cave paintings in the region. Indeed, the land seemed to be quite an attractive place for people to settle. Like the rest of the world, as the climate warmed after the Ice Age, people began to settle down and farm, giving rise to the Neolithic, and later the Bronze Age. Spain proved so attractive that in 2500 BC, a group known as the Yamna, who we believe were nomadic shepherds, conquered the region using horses and killed every man they could find. Following this unexpectedly bloody part of Spanish history, new arrivals began arriving in the region. This took the form of the Celts, who took over much of the northern and interior parts of Iberia. The Celts brought with them ironworking, which was an industry Spain would become known for. A few centuries later, the Greeks and Phoenicians began arriving on the coasts of eastern Spain, establishing trade colonies, thus connecting Spain to the wider Mediterranean world. Indeed, it was the Greeks who gave the region the name Iberia, named after the river Ebro, which they called the Iber. Perhaps the most important arrival in Spain was that of the Carthaginians. The Carthaginians quickly developed a trade monopoly on the area, taking over many of the Phoenician and Greek trading outposts. Indeed, the Barcid family led a campaign to militarily take over these colonies. Operating out of the new city Nova Carthago, the Barcids would wage both a successful war in Spain as well as use it as a base of operation for their war against the power of Rome in the Second Punic War. This war had disastrous consequences for Carthage, resulting in a Roman invasion of Spain and the capturing of all of her Spanish holdings. The inhabitants of the rest of Spain, known collectively as the Iberians, did not take kindly to a new power sweeping in and capturing all of their lands. This resulted in a bloody conflict known as the Celtiberian Wars, where Rome gradually gained control of all of Spain. The Iberians were eventually Romanized, with the region becoming a key part of the Roman Empire. It was during the rule of the Roman Empire that Christianity made its way to Spain, which totally would never lead to any bloodshed in the region. When the Roman Empire was split in two, the West could no longer afford to maintain its standing army and its borders. This resulted in Germanic warriors being hired as soldiers, with the promise of land at the end of their service. Some of these warriors would end up in Spain, specifically the Alans, who migrated from the steppes of Ukraine, the Suebi, and the Vandals. When the land available ran out, these Germans turned on Rome, sacking it in 476 AD. One of these Germanic peoples, the Visigoths, had formed a small kingdom in southern France. With the fall of the Roman dominance in the Mediterranean, the Visigoths began a campaign into Spain, conquering much of the region in the process. This kingdom lasted until the 8th century, until it was eventually defeated and crushed by the expanding power of the new Muslim Caliphate. Thank you for watching and listening to our videos. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed. All sources are listed and linked in the description below. I've been the Ancient History Guy, and as always, I'll be seeing you later.